strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
All right, baby, I am back. I know I've been doing several videos since I came out of my mini retirement. What's it been? A couple months ago, almost 2 months exactly tomorrow, actually. But I'm not really back until I've broken a raid again, and that's right, I have done it. I have abused another mechanic to break at least phase 2 of the heroic Sith raid, maybe more. There can be a lot more coming here once we get Ray's ultimate, but let's first jump into this, take it one step at a time, and I'm going to show you how we've broken phase 2 of the Sith raid. Let's go ahead and jump into this. So first off, I do want to give a big shout out to CMJ Soda. I really hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm probably not, but he's from the Big Chubowski, and he's the one who actually ran this team for me. So I recruited several people to kind of help run this because I don't have Ray, and he was the one who actually was able to get a successful run here, and I'm super excited about it. So I just got off work, I came home, I wanted to make this video right away with no delay. So I'm watching this here for the very first time as I record this video. Now I know what's going on. He's told me that it works and what happens, and we went over the mechanics beforehand. So I don't think I'm going to be surprised by anything, but I wanted to get this up and show you right away what's going on. So you've got it playing back there. Let me break it down and explain for you kind of what's going on. So what we are going to do is give Jedi Training Rey 100% dodge chance so she cannot be hit. So how are we doing that? We're doing that with mastery. So for those of you who watch my video explaining the mastery stat and what type of bonus that gets, you'll know that there are some characters who increase their dodge chance whenever they get, with mastery. So Rey is one of those. She definitely gets dodge. I think maybe health and protection as well. Those two might be wrong. Don't hold me to that. But she definitely gets dodge, as we will see here. And then Rey's leadership ability is going to increase mastery by 5% every time an enemy gains turn meter. So what do raid bosses do whenever they get hit? They gain 5% turn meter. So every time we damage the boss, they get 5% turn meter. The entire team stacks 5% mastery. For characters like Rey or like Poe up there, that's going to be adding extra damage. For Jedi Training Rey, that's stacking dodge. So we are going to stack that over 100%. And I say over 100%. We don't know what Sion's accuracy is. We don't know what his accuracy is when he gets to enrage, if that changes any. Or at least I don't. So I wasn't sure exactly how high we needed to get, but we get it high enough. At the end of this, you are going to see Rey dodging absolutely everything 100% of the time, and she cannot be hit because in Phase 2, Sion has 0 abilities that can't be evaded. So all of his attacks can be evaded. So once you get dodge above 100%, adjusting for any accuracy bonuses, you're invincible. You can go on forever. You could take. I'm going to spoil this a little bit because this is what I want to do next. You could take another character that gains dodge, like maybe a Coruscant Underworld Police. He gains dodge, and you could let him solo or do like 30 million damage in this raid. So I really want to find if somebody has a Relic 7 Rey and a Relic 7 CUP. Please hit me up. I would love to set this up so that we get everybody else to die off after he gets his 100% accuracy, and then you just put it on auto and let him do a crap ton of damage. That sounds like a bunch of fun. But anyways, let's get back to what we're doing right here as I get sidetracked. Sorry, I'm so excited if you can't tell. Let me explain the mechanics and why we have who we have in here. And there might be some different ways to do this. There definitely are some different ways to do this. But what we've gone with is... So we've got Poe in there, and Poe can inspire other resistance allies. So I mentioned Rey's lead. That bonus only applies to inspired allies. So Rey can inspire anybody. It's easier for Jedi training Rey to get inspired because Finn and Poe and those can inspire resistance allies. So that makes it easier for her to get inspired. But anybody can be inspired. So, and then Poe also does something else that's very big here. And whenever an inspired ally deals damage, they do bonus damage based on percent health. I I'm thinking it's 10% health. That might be wrong. I honestly can't remember because the percentage is not important because Scion takes reduced damage from those percentage effects, but he does still take damage. So let's we should be doing some damage here real quick right there. Oh, and at least on my screen it didn't really show up very well. There should be some white numbers that are popping up here every time we do damage, and those are, and I don't know if my screen's not showing quick enough, but it's not popping up at the moment. Maybe my frame rate's just low while I'm recording. Hopefully you guys can see that, but if not, just trust me. We are doing extra damage each time an inspired ally damages Scion because of that unique. So it's not that extra damage that's important, but the fact that he is being damaged, because that generates bonus turn meter for Scion, which generates bonus mastery for us. So then we've got Finn in there, who is the important thing he can do, which isn't as important right now, but will be very, very important later as we try to apply this with Rey's ultimate. Once that gets unlocked, is Resistance Finn can force Jedi training Rey to taunt, and that's going to make her the target, and she's going to dodge continuously. She can keep that taunt up even past Enrage, because the buff immunity does not apply unless you actually get hit. And we'll see if that's the case here later on in just a little bit. I hope that's right. But we'll find out as we get towards the end. We've got 4 turns left. And then, so if she obviously has dodge, so she's not getting hit, so I don't think she'll get the buff immunity. Now, Scion has an AoE attack, and we can't get foresight on everybody. We can't get the dodge up on everybody right now, so everybody else is going to die off except for Rey. I'm hoping in the future we can use Rey, or except for Jedi training Rey. We can use Rey, I hope in the future we can use Rey's ultimate to time that with Scion's AoE, so that nobody else is actually taking damage during that AoE, and then Rey can target the single attacks. So that's kind of the character. C-3PO calls a lot of assist that does a lot of damage. He can also reduce cooldowns, which could come into play later, although that I'm not sure how important that's going to be or what we're going to do there. There's some things that we're still theory crafting. We'll have to figure out some of those details once we actually get the Rey ultimate. For Rey herself, we are keeping up the bonus protection as necessary, and then just attacking with basics. The basics do the extra damage. They have the extra hit. The adds on the side. So Marauder will gain turn meter on his basic if he's below 50% health. So that's why you can see him kind of trying to play around with his health there. You see, didn't quite get him below 50%. But that's why we're kind of leaving him up and then allowing Rey to taunt, so that when they attack with their basic, they gain turn meter. That stacks mastery more. Assassin will give everybody turn meter. So that's what he was playing around with here. We're not sure the best way to do that yet, but just kind of trying to briefly explain what's going on. And I'm starting to shake. I'm starting to get a little excited here because I want to see what happens when Scion takes everybody out and goes after Rey. Because we're already dodging everything at this point. I can't even remember the last time Rey was hit, but you can see there she's enraged, dodge. And I'm not going to show the full solo. I don't even know how far he played this. It would take I think it was going to be a couple hours before Rey actually hit everybody, or actually hit Scion down to do whatever number of damage is needed, however many million damage to get through the phase. But this is kind of a proof of concept that it can clearly be done. You can just, and again, unlike the Watt team where you had to play manually for 3 hours to get it to go through, even if this one is long, it's something you can just press auto and be done. But it's going to be a lot shorter once we've got that ultimate for Rey. You can see how hard some of these guys are hitting, or girls in this case. So Rey's got the damage immunity there still, so she'll get a couple more turns, but it's basically Jedi training Rey, just going to town here. And I want to see how much damage are we at on her. Well, she's going to get to use that ability there. And the damage numbers are not showing up for me. Again, I don't know if it's because I'm recording and my frame rate's dropping. But even if you guys can't see that, you can definitely see the mechanics here. Dodge. I just love watching it. And I'm really, really hoping that I don't know if anybody exists that has a Relic 7 CUP. If anybody, is there even a Relic 7 one out there? I didn't even look that up. But if there's anybody that has both a Relic 7 Ray and a Relic 7 CUP, please hit me up because I want to see him doing this and doing all the dodging. It will be a little harder to set up because it's not resistance, but it shouldn't be too bad. And again, the video doesn't go all the way through, but I'm going to let it play for just a little longer just so you guys can see that it is 100% chance of dodge. It's not even just a very high chance. She is going to dodge everything. And honestly, this raid's already been shredded to pieces anyway, so I don't know if CG is going to fix this. But I'm optimistic that with the ultimate, we can get through both Phase 1 and Phase 2. Now, Phase 3 is the one where I don't know if we can get through it or not, because Treya, we've got the Bonds of Weakness with Treya. That's going to do damage there. That's unavoidable. It can't kill people, but it is unavoidable. And then Scion does have Treya does have one unavoidable attack, and that one, it's going to be very, very hard there. That's her isolate, because not only will it do damage, but it will isolate a character. I don't know if we can work around that or not with Rey's ultimate, but I'm going to try. You guys know I'm going to try. And I think at least we should be able to do a lot of damage in P3 and make a lot of progress. Probably not getting all the way through it. That seems very optimistic, but I'm going to try. So this is, yeah, has it gone on long enough? How long do you guys want to watch Jedi Training Rey? Just dodge. Okay. All right. It's got to be more annoying with me saying dodge every time. So, okay. I'm not going to keep playing it because we don't need to say how long he goes. He does not go down all the way to 0. Or at least didn't record it all the way down to 0. He told me that the damage screen wasn't going to post because his raid was over. It took too long, so we weren't going to get a number screen showing Jedi Training Rey doing 30 million or whatever this damage number would be. So that's all I've got for this one, but there will be more. As soon as we get this ultimate, the first thing I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to have somebody rerun Phase 2 here, doing this exact same strategy, except trying to time the ultimate so that Scion doesn't use the AoEs to take out Jedi Training Rey. We're going to adjust speeds a little bit so she can taunt more. And yes, sorry, I said we were coming back to this. If you look at Rey, she does not have healing immunity or buff immunity, which I think are the 2 debuffs that get applied in Enrage whenever a character gets hit. She's not getting it hit, so those are not being applied. So we can stick taunt on her, and that can stay up. So again, the AoE is going to be the only thing we have to worry about, and timing Rey's ultimate. And we have to see how that ultimate plays with Enrage and that type of thing. And how that all, based on the wording on the way I'm reading it, it should prevent the allies from taking that massive damage. So I'm hoping that's right. And then we can utilize this in a much more useful fashion, so that, again, we've got Poe and Rey and all them stacking up their attack. The damage will build up, and this won't be a very long run. It'll be a very quick P2 solo, and hopefully you can start in Phase 1 and get through Phase 2. So I mentioned the first step is redoing this for Phase 2 once we get Rey's ultimate, and then I'm going to go to Phase 1. Try to start in Phase 1, try to time that, use the shields and Rey's ultimate to try and prevent Nihilus from taking anybody out, and we're going to try and go through from Phase 1 to Phase 2 and at least into Phase 3. That's probably where we'll get stopped, but it won't stop us from trying, though. So anyways, that's all I've got for that video. Like you said, I haven't even been counting the dodges. We've seen it enough to know that it's clearly at 100% dodge rate. So once again, huge shout out to CMJ Stoda of the Big Chubowski. And I really appreciate you getting with me and running this and putting it together. The execution is not always as easy as it sounds. So huge shout out to you being the first one to ever run this. And we were going to have a lot more. So be sure to subscribe, and it's only going to be a few days before we get that ultimate, and we can start playing with that as well and seeing how that can add on to the raid and how we can speed things up. So thank you guys a lot. This has been a lot of fun. This is what I love to do. Breaking raids is definitely the most fun I have in this game. You wouldn't think I'd be able to do it that much, or that it would be able to be done that much, but there are so I won't get into that. Anyways, thank you guys. I will see you all hopefully very shortly.